history, and I'm pleased to tell you I've been able to lead some fairly good small groups. Yes, some bumpy ones along the way as well. But that first experience really reminded me of what's at the heart of this. And at the heart of this is the heart of God. The triune God lives and dwells in community. Father, Son, and Spirit dwell together in this great oneness, the Bible calls it. No other faith has that. No other system talks about this vibrant, dynamic community of deity. Very mysterious, very difficult to explain. Theologians have tried for years and decades and millennia to put labels on it. But the reality is, it is this love and be loved, serve and be served, celebrate and be celebrated kind of environment where they dwell together in this perfect, beautiful oneness. And then God says, let's not keep this, so to speak, to ourselves. Let us create mankind in our image. Let's create humankind in a way that men and women dwell together in this kind of community that we share. So God created us for connection and for community. In the garden, we see this. He created a man and a woman together to dwell in that way, and then to eventually grow a family and then grow a larger community, because God's a communal God and he creates people to be like him. And then finally, as we see sort of history move through the Old and New Testaments, we see that God's people were to dwell in community. Much of the Old Testament was organized around that, as we see God's people coming in tribes and in families and in gatherings together. Community was an essential part of the early life of God's people. And when Jesus came, it's one of the first things he did. He came and he preached and he taught and he did all kinds of things, but he put a little group around him because he wanted to model what he wanted his church to be. And that is a community first. So God dwells in community. He created us to be in community, and he wants his church to thrive and be built on it. That's why I'm so excited that you're trying to and working hard at leading a little community, tending a little flock, if you will, and helping others come together in a way that honors God and impacts the world. One of the exciting things about a small group is when you come together, people have questions. As a matter of fact, I think I'm kind of a mind reader. I bet I can tell you and tell them, the people in your group, what they're thinking, at least about a small group, because it's almost the same everywhere. People are asking the same couple of questions. Where are we going and how do we get there? In other words, sort of, why are we here overall? Where's this thing going? I'm joining this little community, or I'm part of this little community. So what's it like as we move into the future? Where are we headed together? And then sort of, what's it look like as we do it? Will we do meetings or have prayer or do Bible study, or how long? And they just don't know, especially if they're new. So if you're launching a new group, this is a great time to get clarity about this. If you've been leading a group for a while, this is a great time to get clarity about this, because I have found in my experience, this is something we revisit over and over and over to come together and determine, why are we here? What are we doing together? Every organization has to have a purpose, has to have a focus. And that's what we're talking about here. It's, what is the purpose of your group? Is it clear? Do you know where you're going? Do you know why you exist? And what is it these people are thinking about that are in this circle, so to speak? Do they know what that purpose is? Now, if you research companies, other organizations, you find they try to get the same clarity. This is not just true for the church, as you know. And if you look at a company like Facebook that basically started with some guys in a dorm, they didn't dream to build a company. They dreamt about a social mission that would open people up to each other's lives and connect them together. That's what they were about. Turns out a big company formed as a result. But their mission was not, let's build a company. It was, let's create this social community. Habitat for Humanity, if you look at their sort of statement of purpose, talks about bringing people together to build homes, community, and hope. I thought, what a great mission. Bringing people together, again, see the community in order to build something people desperately need, a safe place to live. And then build community as they do a number of these homes, and as people get connected in a home to the neighborhood and now they're dwelling in which they live. And then to find hope, not just to have a place to live, but to have a future. I thought, what a compelling mission. I was looking also at the Wounded Warrior Project and some of their sort of statements of what they believe and what are they doing.